So, let's go ahead and start the podcast. You get it.
I got it.
Hey, y'all, I'm Justin, and this is Pete.
Hey, I'm Pete.
And this is the Alamo City Speak. Fucking shit.
This is the Alamo City Geek Speak podcast. This is the inaugural episode. For those of you that don't know, I'm Pete, as Justin did say.
I am Justin, as I said previously.
And we're here to talk about nerd and gaming news from around the world and basically anything that you guys might want to listen about.
We talk about movies too. Don't forget that part, but just not all the time.
Just not all the time. We also talk about some TV stuff, and then maybe occasionally we might, gripe about music. What
about butt stuff?
Well, if we can negotiate a little bit more Chipotle intake, then I mean we can talk plenty.
Okay, that's totally fine. So hey, Pete, what have you been playing? What was that? Huh?
I have been playing Diablo 3. I've gotten back in Diablo 3 on my Xbox One. Haven't been playing that in a quite long time. I actually enjoy it a lot better on my Xbox One than I do on my PC. And I have a PC that I can play it pretty nice on too. So
the last time I played Diablo 3 was at PAX South. We went to the free gaming room, and we played Diablo 3 for about 20 minutes before we realized that why are we at a gaming convention playing video games? It's not a bad idea, but I had other stuff I wanted to do.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way I feel like when I go to San Japan. Shout out to San Japan, by the way. I go to San Japan and there's like people watching anime, and I'm like, if you're not gonna wait for it and you just really can't wait, I mean, sure, go watch some anime at a convention. But I mean, there's other stuff to do and people that you could actually talk to.
Right.
You know that?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times you get to places like that, and the negative connotation is that we have zero social skills. But then, you see people who are portraying those skills, and it's like, come on, man, go do something fun. Go dance on the fucking, like, the Xbox One dance stage, because they had that there. You remember that part, I'm sure. I think you were there, right?
Yeah, well, it was a little bit there. Yeah. Well,
I wanted to jump on there, but I was too scared because I have zero dance moves. But you get what I'm saying.
well, hey, even if you don't, you're being social. So
there you go. Yeah, dude, Diablo 3 is a fun game.
yeah.
I unfortunately have been stuck playing Destiny, and I also, yeah, I know. And also I tried to, I tried to kind of mix it up a bit. I played literally 20 minutes of Crisis 2 on my PC before I said this is boring.
Oh.
I love Crisis 2, but not enough to play it.
I did not like Crisis 2, not at all.
No?
Nope, not a bit.
See, and the funny thing was, like, Crisis 1 was such an iconic game, but I think it was because of the fact that it was such an amazing looking game. The gameplay was fun, and I didn't get a chance to play the PC version. I played the 360 re-release, and, it wasn't as pretty, but, I mean, some of the cool things you could do, like add new attachments to your guns or be invisible, like you could do in the second one,
right.
just kind of felt really unique. And I could see why the first one was such a big deal. But then playing the second one, I liked it more because I was in a city. I wasn't in a jungle with aliens and fucking were they Mexican? I think Chinese or something.
From the first game, I can't remember because I did the same thing. I kind of played it on my Xbox 360 and turned it off and never opened it again.
Actually, here in my source, they say they are Korean. So
Korean,
I apologize to everybody who may have been offended by the Chinese Mexican joke.
Especially the Mexicans. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, some of us do look kind of Korean. It's fine though.
Yes.
So that was my weekend. Or that was my week, rather.
That was your week, yeah. I played a little bit of Destiny this week, and I got to tell you, without the DLC, without any of the DLC guns, I got to tell you, it's basically the same game I've been playing since last year, and me having that kind of I guess limited scope, if you want to look at it in one way. Because I mean, I don't have DLC, I don't have any of the raids or anything extra like that. I don't have any cool sparrows. Everybody has a nice sparrow that they can dance
I
on.
wish I had a cool sparrow.
You don't have a cool sparrow?
I have one I bought from the Vanguard, and I put one of those emerald coils in there. But I see everyone with those EV3 tumblers or whatever the hell it's called, and they're doing flips and
Yeah,
shit,
you're doing flips and shit, like you're on a dolphin.
getting
You're on,
everybody all wet. Yeah,
yeah,
and like
exactly.
I feel you on that one. Well, I'll be honest with you. Even with all the DLC, it still feels like the same game I've been playing since the beginning, except with new skins and more infuriating players.
More infuriating players is always a good thing.
Well, sometimes.
Well, I mean, you're also playing Smite. I saw you on the other night playing Smite, so that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Well, Smite is a completely different story. Smite to me is both the best and worst game on the Xbox One. It's so much fun, but then you get those people who just, oh my God, the people who just like, ugh, for no reason. And it wasn't that guy's fault. You know what guy I'm talking about. A guy who was playing Anubis, and if he ever gets a chance to listen to us, I'm sorry for the things I said, not to you, but behind your back. And like
There was some cussing going on. Gotta tell you.
some words I think I invented too.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some new stuff in there.
well, it's not their fault, and it's not the game's fault. It's just that the whole idea behind MOBA, I think, is just a stressful idea. And I mean, it's a fun game. I like Smite, and it's a high res studios. I think they made a fantastic game. I was there for the alpha, and I saw everything. It's just fun, but it was just that was the wrong time to be on my party. I tell you that. It was pretty embarrassing, but also pretty fun because that way, I get to, make new words and shit. So, but
Well, well, I'm glad you had a good experience.
yeah, me too. Well, it
If,
could have been worse.
yeah, if you could call it that. Anyway, so we did want to talk about the Taken King,
Indeed.
and you had some choice words about the Taken King earlier.
Yeah, you know what? The big thing is I waited all week for this big reveal on Twitch by Bungie, and they made it sound like it was such a big deal, and I forgot to read the part where it was just a tour of the tower. So they're just walking around the tower showing off stuff, and there's some things I was excited about. Like if you guys missed the Twitch reveal, they talked about expanding their vault. I bring that up first because they brought that up last. They talked about how they're able to all the changes they're making to gear, making to light level, the fact we need experience to level up again. I mean,
Right.
they did all these changes, but it wasn't enough to make me happy. Um, to really make me feel like we're going to be playing a different game. And it could be the difference because it's not in my hands right now and I can't see the quote unquote vision Bungie has for the game. But at the same time, it was just kind of upsetting. It's like I'm getting ready to pay $40 for this expansion. Show me something that makes me want to play it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and I guess at least with me, because like I said, I don't have any DLC. Taken King looks pretty fun. The thing I couldn't get over was the fact that it's still just the same enemies with, I guess you want to call them permeations. They're a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean the dwarves on level 3 look too much like the elves on level 6, It's the grandmas.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you're swapping spit and swapping skins all over the place, but you're not actually making anything new. Um, and I kind of have a problem with them actually bringing back another Hive boss. I got to tell you, I'm kind of sick of the Hive already.
Well,
Uh,
I don't think anyone plays the game and is like, "Oh, yay, Hive." Just because the fact that first of all, they're all gross looking. They just I mean, I don't want to sound that like that guy who's saying, "Oh, they're icky." But let's face facts, they're gross. They just look nasty. They look like that if you felt them, they'd feel wet. And they don't look like they're wet, but they look like they feel like they're wet.
they look like movable hemorrhoids.
Right? Fucking they're just walking dingleberries. It's gross.
They sure
Um
are.
and then like I get what you're saying about bringing back. It's like, oh my god, I'm Oryx, I'm the father of Crota. It's like I don't care who you are. The thing I am excited about though is Nathan Fillion gets some more face time with the game, which is pretty great because Nathan Fillion is probably one of the best voice actors out there. um but I don't mean to derive away from the whole I hate the Hive thing, but the best thing about Taken King, and some people will argue, is that Nolan North is going to be now the new robot. He's going to be Drakebot, no more
It's gonna
Dinklebot.
be no more Dinklebot, which was, some of the things we were talking about earlier. And, in particular, that kind of that kind of makes the game special to me now. I mean, I love Peter Dinklage. I mean, I love Game of Thrones. I know he's not really. I mean, I guess if people want to look at him subjectively, they're just like, well, he's done other stuff other than Game of Thrones. But hey, I mean, come on, he's Tyrion Lannister to me. I don't care. I don't care what you need. I don't know. I don't care what you've seen him in. He's great on the show. But I gotta tell you, he's an awful machine in
Right?
Destiny. I mean, he's just so terrible. And we were talking about that the other day. It's like how he probably had a really good concept for the character. He probably had all these ideas, and then somebody at Bungie was just like, "No, do it this way." And he's like, "Well,
I am willing to bet you $100 that the person who told him to do it this way is also the same lame ass who made up Shanks. I'm just saying. That's what it came down to.
oh
The
man."
guy's like, "Look, I think I know one or two things about making robots. All right, I designed the Shanks," and it's like, "Go to your room. Just get out of here. Go to your room."
And hopefully there's a noose hanging in there for you because oh man, do I hate Shanks. I think
Well,
they're the worst part of the game.
and the worst
And
part is like, is they came back with repeater Shanks and exploding Shanks, like they did to Shanks what they did to the Hive when they made those fucking the glowy the
oh,
the
the little glowy hive, the what are they called? The thralls?
yeah, there you go. The like
Yeah.
this freaking those blow up thralls. I can't think of the name of them right now.
See, I mean,
I
those
swear
guys
to
are
God,
kind of
I
cool.
swear to God, I play Destiny. I just can't remember the name of them.
Those, those things are kind of cool because like you get a group of thralls together, you shoot them in the head, they explode, they kill all the other thralls. It's like it feels good, man. Especially you got that firefly on your
Dot
rifle or
JPG.
something.
You're right,
Yeah, I mean, you
but
know,
the only thing about them is they kind of make fighting the Hive easy mode, and I'm almost positive they're going to bring them back. Uh, the haunted thrall or the they're called. I know they're going to bring him back and Taken King, and they're going to be just a palette swap now that glows blue. And it's like, what's the point of bringing it back? The hollowed thrall, I think is what they're called. But yeah, dude, like it's just like that was one thing I think that we you mentioned before that I think we share on is that the palette swap and the problem with the Hive, but they're just going to do the same enemies again. So we're not going to get rid of Thrall. We're not going to get rid of Explodey Thralls for sure.
or
And we're
Shanks for that matter.
oh Shanks for sure not, dude. They're going to be little black glowing balls of garbage and like shoot like fucking lightning at you, and it's going to kill you. And the most embarrassing thing in this week's Nightfall, for example, the week of uh well, it's like the
This is
last
the
week of
last
August.
second of the last week of August. Yeah.
And the current Nightfall is Tanix the Unscarred, and there's Shanks that kill you. Like that's what they do. Their main job is to go in and kill you, and they're good at what they do. And that's the embarrassing part is that these Shanks just hit like a fucking Mack truck. When I can go up into the front of a captain and take 2 or 3 hits, it seems like Shanks kill you like that. It's insane.
It is insane. The Shanks are my number one hated thing in any video game ever. And this is coming from playing Halo 2 on Legendary, trying to do those god dang oh man, what are they called? The zombie dukes. What are they
The flood.
the flood, man. Oh man, I
Oh,
hate the flood levels,
dude, you
dude.
know what? I think whoever made the flood made the hive and like, oh, I'm so original.
I am so original, We'll put the flood in Destiny.
The only difference is you don't have like thralls climbing into people. I'll tell you this: if the thralls would kill something and climb into its body, that would be such a unique idea. I would totally be into that enemy. It'd be so creepy and like it'd also be Dead Space, but it'd be creepy.
That would be kind of cool though, because Dead Space is great.
Yeah, so let's mix Destiny and Dead Space and make it a really gory game, and just call it Dead Space 4, fucking the quest for peace.
The
Um,
quest for peace, yes.
so well, let me ask you a question. Like, are there any expectations you maybe have for Taken King, or is there anything you're expecting or not expecting?
Well, coming from a guy who doesn't have any of the DLC, and I hate to keep repeating that, I have little to no expectations of the Taken King. I kind of feel like, and I've mentioned this before, because I read it somewhere. I'm not gonna say where, but shout out to that dude because he had it on point. Destiny is a year-long beta for a video game that will be released this September, and that couldn't be any truer
Absolutely
because
not.
I mean, you see all the stuff that they're bringing out, this week on the Twitch stream, what they've been talking about since E3. Um, the stupidity of that interview. Was it right after E3 where that guy's like, "Well, you're gonna buy it anyway." That guy, yeah. Well, as far as everything goes with the Taken King, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to just care. Um, your year one exotics and you have year two versions of those, but you don't have Baller Horn on there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
that doesn't mean anything to me because guess what? I don't have Baller Horn. I didn't buy him from Zur. I'm not a Raider guy. I don't have a group to play with really. I play with my brother every once in a while, once in a blue moon. I play with my cousin
If
also.
you had the DLC, I'm not gonna lie to you, and this sounds petty as shit, but if you had the DLC, I would play with you.
Okay, yeah, you see, and I'm okay, and I'm completely okay with not having anybody to play with. I
I'm
have
not.
a very well. Here's the thing: I have a very limited arsenal available to me. So all the new guns that they're talking about, I really don't care about. I just want to know what's going to happen to my guns. I'm okay that you can actually put your legendary weapons into better legendary weapons, and you can earn gunsmith reputation, which you can use for what foundry orders or something like that, and then you might get some good guns out of that. Um, but as far as everything else goes, I mean, man, I really don't care. I'm having a real hard time just like getting behind it, and I think part of that is kind of like, and this is going to sound kind of stupid, um, but I mean, I feel like it's true. It's franchise fatigue, and I'm
I,
I'm pretty sick and tired of Destiny already, and it's only been a year.
I could dig that too. I mean, like when I first got the game, I bought it the day it came out, and then I sold it like a week later, and then I bought it when my brother bought it because he's like, "Come on, let's play the game."
Right, yeah. And that's exactly what I did too. And I got the game. I just want to point out, Bungie, that I got the game for $12. I bought it used. Boom.
Yeah, I didn't. I got it for like $40. But like the thing was, as soon as I got the game, my brother was like, "You got to get the DLC because the DLC is important," and I believed him. But I didn't believe him enough to get it when he got it. So I'll be honest with you, if I go back in time, I would have fucking bought it just for that EV tumbler. I'm sorry, that's true. I want like a pimped out like gangster ride.
I'm not
But
gonna lie, because when I saw that season pass with that EV tumbler, I'm like, man, I gotta get that tumbler. It's got flames on it.
but like that's kind of why I'm excited about the new one is because I'm a year one member. I wasn't level 30 within before August, but or I wasn't level 30 overnight like some of these people were. Like they got crazy good at it.
And they sure did.
But I did buy the DLC and I am maxed out on two of my characters and I'm doing okay. But it's just a matter of I can get that cool tumbler or not tumbler, but that cool sparrow they're coming out with the year one bonuses. I think we get like a special shader, an emblem, and a new cool new ride. So that's pretty cool. But like,
Which is pretty cool. And I kind of feel like that makes up for maybe 2 months of that full year that you played. You know,
no,
it's
no, not in my mind. It doesn't. No, it's like it's one of those things, and I think that when we were talking about it at work, because of course me and you work together.
hey,
Um,
we work together. Just full disclosure, not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. All right.
yeah, no, when we were at work together, I don't think I really stated it well enough in the fact that yes, I am happy I'm getting some new stuff for year one, but I'm not happy at the meager offerings that they're giving us. And I mean, I get it. The cool shader, like tiger striped, if all my characters get it, that's cool because my hunters will look balling as shit. I get that cool new ride and I get that emblem, but then like, what else? I mean, I guess if it's just all cosmetic, that's fine. But what
Where's the beef?
exactly? Where's the cream filling? Hostess. Just kidding. I didn't say that name. Don't sue us. But like, I just feel like it's just not enough. But then again, I don't want to come off as that kind of guy who's like, oh, he's never happy because I love Destiny. I hate Destiny, but I love Destiny.
Well,
And I think they could do a little bit better. Like, how about you give us those dances? Don't make me pay $20 for a couple of dances that I'm probably never going to use except at the end of a strike or a crucible match.
which pisses me off because that's absurd. That pricing, I mean, that pricing alone is enough to just turn me off on that whole experience. The fact that you're releasing what I can gather is a full game
Yeah,
now, and have that. whatever you call it before at $60, and now this is another $60 if on top of that, or another 40, or another 80, depending on who you're buying or what you're buying, or even if you want to be that guy, another $450. You want to buy another PS4. I happen to think it looks pretty cool. I kind of want it just for that purpose because it's white. It's got nice
Oh,
emblems on it. I mean,
I
not to detract from anything that they put out. The Batman console looks great. The original console looks great, but it's white. It's got emblems on it. It's awesome. It looks beautiful. It would match nothing in my house, but I still want it.
Actually, before we started recording, before we got in this podcast here, I was talking to my roommate here, and that was a big question of mine. What is the most important one to get, the Taken King PS4 or the Darth Vader PS4? That one's been announced with Battlefront 3, and it comes with four special edition, or not special edition, but four um, like games, four Star Wars games. One of them being which uh, being one of the best games I've ever played, at least as a child. I remember playing Super Star Wars, and I won't say best game because that game was infuriating as all get out. But the fact of the matter is, that was a big game from my childhood. And then even a game that I didn't get a chance to play, but I wanted to play, which was Star Wars Bounty Hunter. That was a game
Oh,
too. Like you get it, you get four games.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to put my pre-order in soon. I hate pre-ordering. I think that it's the bane of all existence of gamers. I think that it legitimizes this. I don't know if I'd use any other words. I'm sorry, but corporate rape of these companies about us.
It definitely is. It's definitely nickel and diming, but we can touch base on this a little bit later because this is a hot topic for me. It's a hot topic for everybody else, I'm sure. We just need to come back to it because it's definitely not going to be within the confines of an hour. We might have a series on why DLC sucks.
We're gonna have a series on why DLC sucks and why GameStop's the devil. I'm sorry. Like I used to work at GameStop, and you know what? They can do what they want to do. I don't think they'll even give a shit because there's plenty of blogs about it. But fact of the matter is, working at GameStop was the most soulless thing I've ever done. But let's talk about something else now. Let's go ahead. You know what? Is also another game coming out. I know you're pretty excited about it.
Oh
I'm fairly
yes.
excited about it.
Oh yeah.
Is Metal Gear Solid 5.
All right. War has changed. All right. Big Metal Gear Solid fan, been from the beginning, and I actually got a funny story that I remembered about Metal Gear Solid, because when we were growing up, our mom decided like, hey, you don't need a PlayStation, you need an N64. Well, that was obviously not true, mom, because I can't play Metal Gear Solid
Yeah,
on my
thanks, Mom.
N64. Um, so I missed out on the entire library of PlayStation, and Metal Gear Solid was one of those games where I kept hearing all my friends talk about like, oh man, I got Metal Gear Solid over here, and oh man, this thing happened where like the guard saw me and like I kicked him in the throat and he got knocked out, and then I had to kill a helicopter, and then there were
With
some
that same
wolves.
guard I kicked and knocked out.
Yeah, like I just started hearing like all this crazy stuff, and I and I want to say it was an old Game Pro magazine had like a complete walkthrough of it, and it was like one of their monthly kind of things that they did. They'd have a complete walkthrough of a game, and I literally read that thing 50 times. Like I'm not even kidding. That
Well, you were ready to go then.
it's probably way more. And no, the reason I read it is because I didn't have the game. That was the game for me.
So you live like vicariously through that
I
magazine.
lived vicariously through a magazine. I'm sure a lot of you kids don't know what a magazine is. It's kind of like a thing that has pictures and words in it,
I
kind of like
know
a book.
it's
Kind
like
of
an iPad, but you turn the page and you don't touch the corner. You actually turn the page, and you
right,
don't have to charge it either. You fuckers.
exactly. And you actually have to pay physical money for a magazine back then,
Well,
or
you could pay
or it would.
physical money for an iPad. I'm just saying though.
Well, I mean, shut up. And it would come to your house in the mail. You could get them from the mailbox.
Okay, I think we're being too condescending at this point. Let's go ahead
Okay,
and talk
all
about
right.
the
So,
magazine.
all right. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid in general, and especially five, is very dear to me. I
Well,
love the series. I've been playing since I got the twin sticks on my GameCube. And this is also another funny story. I had twin sticks on the GameCube, Metal Gear Solid 2 on the Xbox, and Metal Gear Solid 3 on the PS2. So I didn't have a complete set in the traditional sense,
Mhm.
but I did have a complete set.
Well, the first time I ever played Metal Gear Solid, my dad was in the Air Force, so we lived on base, and we go to the BX, and they had Metal Gear Solid the demo playing, and my dad and my mom would go to the BX every once in a while, or sometimes because I was just cool, I could negotiate them dropping me off, or at least they'll let me walk to the BX and
Nice.
play Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, it was super nice, dude. Like I'd sit there and play this demo over and over and over again. No one would say anything. In fact, there was actually a point where like people would just sit there and watch me. People who worked there because like, hey, check out this kid always playing Metal Gear Solid. I would play the demo, beat it, go back and play it again and over again. And yeah, I remember that how to play that whole demo. When I got the game was nothing like the demo. I was so excited. The demo was cool, but the game was better. And I never got the game legitimately. I had to have a modded PS1, and
No kidding.
my friend sold me his Japanese game that his dad got him when he was overseas. Yeah, so
I
that's how that
see.
worked out, and I didn't understand anything they were saying. I just
Well,
knew that guy in front of me needed to get C4 attached to his back.
the funny thing about you saying, I didn't understand a thing anybody was saying. I mean, I hear a lot of people, and I guess, maybe it's one of those things where they're either being facetious or they're just being, condescending about the whole thing. Um, they give a lot of crap to Hideo Kojima for that story. And I gotta tell you, I mean, it's not easy to follow for by any means necessary. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna deny that. But when you get it and it clicks, it's the greatest series of all time,
I
and
just want to
I'm not
clarify real
afraid to
quick.
say that.
The
Yeah.
reason why I didn't understand is because it was in Japanese, though.
Yes.
Not because
Yeah.
the story was
Yeah.
hard to understand,
Yeah.
because the game was in Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure that even if it was English, though, I wouldn't get it because there's a lot of like, did you get that joke? Um,
Exactly. Yeah. There's like,
or
I'm very clever. You know, there's a lot of those.
Colonel.
There's a lot of that Tom Clancy vagueness within the actual game, which is great. I love that.
You know, my favorite part about the entire game, by the way, was just a fight with Liquid, because he had the coolest voice. By the way, the guy who does the voice for Liquid Snake, and I guess Master, what's his name? Master Ken? Wasn't his name Ken or something like that? I can't remember his whole name. But he also did the voice for the male Blood Elves in World of Warcraft. By the way,
No kidding.
I swear to God, I was playing the game one day. I was like, Master, is that you? And I looked it up on IMDb, and it turns out that was Liquid Snake.
Oh, Master Miller. Okay, now
Master
I know.
Miller, Master Ken.
Yes.
I was thinking of like Street Fighter.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
Ken Masters, bro.
Ken Matt. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm
Ken
an accidental genius.
You are. Yeah.
Well,
Or, coincidental idiot.
real quick, talking about mixing up Street Fighter and another game. By the way, did you ever get a chance to play? You remember Resident Evil 2? How you can play as Akuma in Resident Evil 2? Do you ever see that?
No, I didn't see. How would you do that?
Dude, there was like I don't know. You can unlock them by playing some really hard. I think you had to play it on like ultra hard, never save and shit. Or you could do what I did and unlock it with the Game Shark. But either way, it was really neat. Pretty cool. But yeah, MGS5 is something that I've been waiting for a long time. Mostly just because I remember that first scene they showed at E3 where he was riding a horse through the desert, looking all fucking Metal Gear Solid. And yeah, I mean, I've never played the PSP games. I never got a chance to play. In fact, there was one game I can't remember what it was called. It was the one where it's a bunch of mini games, pretty much.
Were you speaking of VR training?
No, no, not the VR training. I can't remember the PSP game. And I'll look it up in a minute.
All right.
Portable Ops, I think it was, or something like
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah, yeah. It had a lot of little missions and stuff in there.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
you can kidnap people and make them fight on your team.
Yes, yeah, that was Portable Ops, I believe.
Uh,
I didn't play a lot of those either. I tried to get into the actual story one, which was the one with Paz and Chico, Peace Walker.
Peace
Yeah.
Walker. You know what? I'm sorry. That's the game I'm looking for. Peace Walker. I am
Okay.
so sorry. Mistaken.
All right, that's the game that I tried to get into. Couldn't understand it. Was very bad at it, if I remember correctly, and yeah, just didn't progress any further from there. Um, yeah, my experience, at least with those games.
I think I actually lied. I did play Portal. I played one. I played a little bit of Portable Ops,
All
but
right.
Peace Walker was the one I was trying to get my friend to let me borrow his collection edition for the PS3, and he never did. Thanks, Steven.
I have that, so you can borrow it from me and not have to
I don't
play
have a
that.
PS3 though.
Well, dang
Then
it.
I'm
Yeah,
screwed. I did play
you are.
Ground Zeroes, which I heard was a pretty. I mean, I kidnapped almost all the soldiers. I had to kill a few of them, unfortunately. But I played that game and kidnapped a lot of people with what's his face. Um, but yeah, no, I mean like Ground Zeroes was a lot of fun. I had a good time with Ground Zeroes just because of the fact that it just felt like a unique game. Um,
I
it,
did too, and I'm not afraid to admit that I paid $20 for my copy.
I paid fucking 30. I'm fine with that though because like it's I get it. It was made to be a tech demo and to show us the Fox Engine 5
Right.
or whatever. I think it's the 5 one, right?
I
Um,
think it's just the Fox engine in general.
Yeah, okay, well, the Fox engine. And I was excited to play with it because I wanted to see what the game looked like. I wasn't super excited about Kiefer Sutherland. I think he did a good job, but not, you know.
Okay, well, hold on there, because Kiefer did great, and I think he's, and I mean, not to take away from David Hayter. I've met David Hayter. David Hayter's electric in real life. He's funny. He's down to earth. He's Snake. He's the only person that I've ever actually gotten starstruck with, where I had to like, like did the whole stammer thing. Love David Hayter, but Kiefer's great, man,
But
and
here's
I had the problem too. Like I had man, I hate Kiefer Sutherland. I don't want Jack Bauer in my Metal Gear Solid game, but I don't know, man. And that Ground Zero game kind of really turned it around for me.
but let's also keep in mind we didn't really get to hear Kiefer Sutherland talk that much. I mean, after you beat the game, he got to talk have a few more talking lines, but you didn't get to hear Snake. And here's the thing: David Hayter is not the Snake we need, but he's the Snake we deserve.
Definitely a
Okay,
snake we deserve. Yes.
and like I need David Hayter just because like that's always been ever since I was that kid playing it at the BX. He's always been my Snake, whether it be freaking Big Boss or the real Solid Snake. Well, technically the clone, but either way, that's who I want. And it was hard for me to come to grips with Kiefer Sutherland. And hats off to the guy; he's a great actor. Except when you're watching movies like Pompeii, but I mean he's he's not too terrible, and I thought he sounded okay for the part, but it's just one of those things, old habits die hard, I guess. But no, I mean I think that Ground Zeroes was fantastic though.
Ground Zeroes is great. I didn't understand all the hate. I guess, a lot of people were just salty about having to pay a little bit extra for something that they could have, easily put into MGS5. But the fact that they had that in front of the game to kind of hold us over until, the meat of it actually came out was great. I appreciate when people do that. I mean, Destiny did that. I mean,
But
and it worked out great for them.
let's all yeah, right, seriously, the 1 year beta. But let's also figure in the fact that people are not going to be understanding when it comes to stuff like this, just because of the fact that I mean, let's face it, as gamers we can be kind of jaded and we expect a lot out of anything we pay. Like I'll buy a $5 game on Steam right now and be pissed off if it's not great. But I mean, that's why I'm with you right there. I don't understand why people are upset about Ground Zeroes. A lot of people were expecting a full game when, if you would have, first of all, look at the price point. When have you ever seen a new Metal Gear Solid game at $30, aside being on a portable handheld?
Never. Never, ever,
Exactly,
ever.
never. Hideo Kojima has more pride for his work than that, and I believe that he's owed that amount. But then also, if people were to watch interviews and shit and pay attention to this kind of stuff, when he mentioned it's a tech demo, it's not made to be a full game, people would probably be okay with that if they would have known that. It should have been put on the case, I guess. I mean, to let people know, a Metal Gear Solid test realm, if you will. But then who would have bought that?
Well, I mean, I guess you want to be completely transparent. You could definitely say, hey, this isn't a full experience. That's what reviews are for. That's what word of mouth is for. That's what Tumblr's for. That's what this podcast is for. We want to actually get into what the game is about, why you should play it. And, at least for you and me, we share the same opinion. It's a great game. Is it going to be necessarily great for everybody else who's like, well, $30 is a lot of money for, I mean, how fast did you beat the game, Justin?
Well, literally, I beat it like in 25 minutes. But then
As did I. As did I.
yeah, when I took the time to play it though, and find all the neat secrets and listen to some of the guard chatter and find all the little goodies, that's when it took me like an hour, 2 hours. I think I actually played it one time for about 4.5 hours, on and off. I didn't play all the way through that long because I couldn't sit there that long. But I was putting everyone to sleep and slowly dragging people over there to get picked up by Morpho because I
Nice.
wanted to get that achievement. I guess there's an achievement for it. That's what I heard. But
Love Morpho also, by the way.
uh,
Gotta
oh,
shout
dude,
out to Morpho.
I was I started working my way okay, so you're familiar with the layout. I was working my way from the prison camp area and even those little like tents and like refugee area.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had everyone from that spot. I go and grab this other dude. I come around the corner. The guy sees me. I pull up my gun and I fucking click no ammo. So no more sleeping ammo. So I had to throw the guy off my back, pull up my gun, and shoot the one dude. And I was like, great, there goes my score. So I rage quit.
You rage quit right then and there. See,
Yeah.
and that's the kind of experience that you can expect from a game like that because it's such of like, even though, I mean, at least and I'm gonna get back to it. Like, I'm eventually gonna have that final thought on the value of the game. Even though it's not a full-fledged, 4 or 5 hour game, there's some meat in the gameplay, and you can't deny, anything about that. It's the little neat, the little nice things about the game that make the game so great. Like you mentioned, the dialogue, the way the guards behave,
Yeah.
the fact that you ran out of ammo right where you're gonna, put that guy to sleep. That's part of the charm of the game. That's not why you bought the game, but it's why you stay with the game, obviously.
Indeed. This the reason why I keep playing the game. Like especially after the game for free, I had to go back and play it because I will not lie, I've already sold my game, but I when I gave it away for free, I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and I was too. And this was coming off of like, let me see, I believe the PlayStation Network gave it away for free recently, right before the Xbox One did. And what a good time because it's gonna be out in what, 2 weeks now, maybe a week. Yeah,
About it comes with the ninth, so about 3 weeks.
yeah, yeah.
Let's say two,
So
3 weeks.
yeah, so I mean, it's coming out pretty soon. Mad hype. I've seen all the videos several different times. I love the fact that you're going to be able to play as a lot of different people. I love the fact that you have a dog because I like dogs quite a bit.
Oh,
Uh,
Woofy.
yeah. Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to be the pinnacle of Metal Gear Solid in general, and also unfortunately probably the last Hideo Kojima game we're going to have from Konami, and possibly the last Metal Gear Solid game from Hideo Kojima. So definitely worth the hype, absolutely. And you know, what a great time to be alive, I think, because it's such a good series. I can imagine this being like a legacy series down the line, like in 10 or 15 years, and just being like, man, remember Metal Gear Solid? And like, man, I love Metal Gear Solid. It's gonna be, as good as Pac-Man, if not even better. And I mean, that's just the bottom line, all right?
Well, we're also assuming this is on a timeline where Call of Duty doesn't take over every single game.
Now you see the thing about Call of Duty, and I mean, I'm not gonna knock Call of Duty.
I
I'm
will.
I'm completely guilty of owning quite a bit of Call of Duty games. I buy Call of Duty because my friends buy Call of Duty. They want me to buy Call of Duty, so I buy Call of Duty.
You know,
And
when the question comes up though, like, do you own Call of Duty or does Call of Duty own you? That's when you're just like, oh man, Activision has me in their pocket.
they do. I'm not afraid to admit that I also bought the season pass with the most recent game that came out, which is Advanced Warfare. Um,
Oh, you get all those zombies.
oh man, yeah, I got all that cool stuff, right? All the zombie stuff. I haven't played a lick of zombies since I bought
I
the
won't say
DLC.
shit. I am playing another game by Activision, of course, Destiny. So I guess I gotta keep my mouth shut on that.
Yeah, I,
Um,
I guess we're both fools for love.
Indeed. So you mentioned earlier a dog, and you know what? The other game coming out later this year that has a dog in it,
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. I'm pretty excited about Fallout 4. The one thing I think I want to do in Fallout 4 more than anything else, though, is I never played Vegas in depth because I just didn't like the world. I wasn't a
Not,
huge fan. Then
and
again,
neither did I. Yeah, I did not play Vegas that much.
well, you know, I think the reason I didn't like it was because of New Vegas, but I think everything else around it was cool. But really, the only thing I wanted to do is throw spears at shit. That's it. Um, because that was a really cool mechanic. And
Yeah, hey, who doesn't, right?
yeah, I killed Kaiser. They called him Kaiser. I thought it was Caesar, whatever. Um, but I killed that Kaiser dude with a spear to the head, and I was pretty stoked. But yeah, no, Fallout 4 looks like it'd be pretty neat. Back into a cityscape that people give a shit about. For the most part, I mean, it's Boston, right? So I mean, that's pretty cool. You got to go down to Boston with your khakis.
With Mark Wahlberg.
Mike was like, "You Optimus Prime, right? Huh? You Optimus Prime?" That movie was garbage. Anyway, yeah, like I was just I don't know. I'm just so excited for Fallout 4 because Fallout 3 was such a big part of my, I won't say upbringing, but my 360 days. It was a hard, when Skyrim came out and I was still playing Fallout 3, it was tough for me to say goodbye Fallout 3. Here's my new favorite Bethesda game.
Right.
I'm just kind of hoping that with Fallout 4, I can kind of do that again because I really enjoyed Fallout in general, and I love Skyrim so damn much because it's so great. But then, what's going to happen with Fallout 4? We'll see, especially with the mod support coming to consoles. Xbox One gets it first. Um, especially, especially with mod support coming to consoles, I'm pretty stoked to be able to make my dude like super powerful or whatever mods are going to add. In fact, if I can make my super mutants look like giant John Cena's, that'd be pretty cool because I'd like to blow him up.
Yeah, and I hate John Cena. I just want to point out that SummerSlam is this Sunday. I don't like you, John Cena. I want you to lose, and you better lose.
You know what's funny? Have you seen that movie Trainwreck yet?
Actually, no, but I heard he's funny in that movie.
He's actually pretty funny, but he's also like he's kind of the big wiener. Uh,
Well, yeah, I
I don't
mean
want to
that's
talk about that one scene in the movie, but that's a terrible joke. I can't even deal with the whole big wiener thing. Anyway,
aha.
so um, but yeah, Fallout 4 is be pretty cool. Um, I don't know. I don't know the only other game I can think of that I'm excited about, and again, this is another one we discussed a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
we kind of talked about this earlier. Soma's coming out this month or next month, I should say.
yeah,
I'm very excited about Soma. It looks scary as heck. Got to go play that.
you know what?
Um,
I don't play scary games just because of the fact that I'm a big bitch. I
I mean,
can't.
I am too. I'm such a big pussy when it comes to like scary games, but I love them. I can't get enough of them. Uh, the thrill of getting scared, and it's probably bad for me because I probably have a heart condition being so fat. But I love the feeling of being scared, man. It like gives you a rush. Like your endorphins start kicking. Well, I guess it's not your endorphins. Your adrenaline starts kicking in. Your palms shaking. Your hands are sweating. You know,
My heart's
Mom,
beating. I'm still shooting. I'm still
yeah,
getting headshots.
I'm still shooting. I'm still getting headshots. Exactly. Except in Soma, it's you run and hide. Those run and
Oh
hide
no,
games,
no,
man.
no, 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 no. Not for me. I cannot do that. I will die doing that.
uh, I mean, and I haven't played like Alien.
Oh,
What,
fuck that too. I couldn't do
yeah,
that either.
yeah, I haven't played it, but my cousin has. We need to borrow it from him just to kind of go through
So
that game because it's scary. I gotta
just
play it.
just to let you know, the entire game I went through about 6 hours of Alien Isolation. Um, I went through 6 hours of it without seeing the alien at all. And my brother and my stepbrother watched me play, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you gotta get the alien out here. Come on, do something." So I was like, "Surely the alien can't be that scary." So I grabbed my wrench and I started running around the building, hitting the windows, like singing that song from freaking Breakfast Club, like "I want to be an airborne ranger," and just like doing crazy shit. And then all of a sudden, I turn around and I just see his alien pouncing at me. Scariest goddamn thing in the world. I jumped and dropped the controller. I shit you not, it was scary. To this day, I will run past a dark hallway and try to hit the light switch before I go down the hallway.
See, and I mean, the games don't do that to me. I mean, I've played. I mean, even Dead Space scared the crap out of me. And you're kind of powerful in Dead Space when you think about it.
Oh, when you first start out, you're definitely not, but later on, you
Yeah.
become a beast.
Yeah, you're definitely a beast in that game. The same can be held true for like the next two games after that. Resident Evil 4 is a scary game also, but you're still pretty powerful in that as well. So I mean, I guess it's kind of like a little bit of give and take. At least Soma's from the makers of games like Amnesia,
Yeah.
uh, Penumbra. These are very scary games. They are super scary.
I think the
And
scariest game I've ever played literally was probably probably Alien Isolation. I don't play jump scares games. I wanted to play Amnesia. I've always heard from my friends it was a great game. I couldn't do it. So maybe I'll have to do myself a service, and probably we'll probably end up streaming it or something. Maybe we'll get together and play Soma, because I think that I would scream like a tiny little German girl. Um, that is to say, I'd scream like ah. Anyway, so real quick, another one. You mentioned Capcom, and there was actually a falling out a while ago between two prolific, a prolific figure of Capcom, and also Capcom themselves, and that was help me if I say it wrong, Kija Inafune.
Keiji Inafune.
There
Keiji
you go.
Inafune is like I guess a lot of people associated with Mega Man. Uh, he's coming out with Mighty Number Nine. Mighty Number Nine was like it's been a few years I think since they
Oh
since they
yeah,
announced it. Since they've taken the
since they hit that amazing crowdfunding goal and like
yes,
destroyed
yeah,
it.
they absolutely knocked it out of the park with Mighty Number Nine. That's finally coming out mid September. Can't wait for that.
That's going to
Uh,
be PC, Xbox One, and PS4, right?
and Wii U.
And Wii U. You know
And
what? I think I can dig it on the Wii U.
I think I can too. And that's actually what I want to buy it for. I think I literally bought the Wii U for a couple of games, knowingly, definitely. I mean, I was obviously going to buy it for Smash Brothers because I love Smash Brothers,
Yeah.
um, Mario Kart, and definitely for Mighty Number Nine. And I was actually, um, I was in the market like, a few months ago. I had a lot of money. I'm just like, well, I wonder when Mighty Number Nine is gonna come out. I wonder where it's gonna come out because I have all this money. And I really tried to get in on a pre-order on the Wii so I could get that gold skin. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
it was going for like $300 on eBay or something ridiculous like that. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait until the game comes out and buy it for like 15, $20.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna get it on my Wii U because I can dig it on the Wii U, man.
Well, I think the only reason I we got a Wii U was just to play Deus Ex Revolution. I'm just kidding. That's not why we got it. We got
Although
it.
that is a good game on that. That is a very good
You
port
know
on
what?
that console.
I heard it was a pretty decent port with the inventory system being kind of neat. But I gotta tell you, ever since I saw freaking Batman Arkham City on the Wii U, I lost faith in everything the Wii U can do except for Mario Party and other Mario related games.
Well, Mario Party is actually terrible if you
Dude,
want to look at it that
I'm
way.
just saying, like, I like playing as Bowser because, I mean, let's face it, Uncle Bowser's coming for that ass, okay?
I mean,
Uh,
he is, and I'm not going to detract you from that.
uh,
Um, I just want to point out that I did purchase Mario Party, and I promptly returned it because I didn't know you needed the nunchucks and the what is it the Wii pads, the little
oh, you
things.
didn't have the Wii pad? Like the
I have.
gamepad or what?
Oh no! And the Wii from the first Wii, you needed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, those are required to play that game. And
Oh,
I
so you know
have.
about you're talking about yeah, all I played was, I just played with just the wand though, dude. I didn't have to have everything else.
Oh well, I only had one wand.
Oh, okay. So you had the option of using the Wii pads or the wand.
Well, no, you only had the wand, and
Okay, that
it's
makes
the
sense. Okay.
wand it's only the wand and the nunchuck. You don't have the option for the Pro Pad or anything else like that.
I don't play Nintendo games, so like all
Yeah,
I know about is the wand, and that's about it. And that still sounds kind of um,
you
like
keep saying wand like it's
yeah, yeah.
you know.
That's terrible. No, I think I really want to play Mighty Number Nine just because of the fact that I remember those old days playing Mega Man and enjoying it. I played Mega Man the first time on the original Game Boy,
Awesome.
and
Yes, I did too.
I had a good time with that. So I'm pretty excited about that. And not to switch subjects too soon, but just because we are running out of time, another game that does come up in mind as far as a game that I'm looking forward to. It's not going to be for a while, I can guarantee that. But we were talking about scary games, and I don't know if you read that Resident Evil 2 is going to get a remake.
Yes, I did. I did find out,
I
I believe earlier this week that it
I'm
was going to get a remake.
Dude, I am so stoked for that. Like well, soaked and stoked. I'm ready to go. That looks like such a fun game. The first time I played Resident Evil 2 was the moment I fell in love with Resident Evil. Unfortunately, I didn't start with the first one. I played the second one first, but Leon Kennedy, I had such a man hard on for that dude because he's really the quintessential zombie survivor. A police officer stuck in a zombie like ruined city. Like that just has a movie written all over it. In fact, there have been movies with that in there. Bing Rames played one of the coolest characters in freaking was it called?
Dawn
Dawn
of
of
the
the
Dead.
Dead?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dawn of
and,
the
and
Dead.
that iconic line like "fuck y'all" when he walked away.
Oh man, yeah, that was great.
I
Yeah.
was like, Bing Rames, come on, don't be like that,
Oh
man.
come on, Ving Rhames,
But
come
then
back.
later on, he played a very soulful character on The Goods, Live Hard, Sell Hard. I don't know if you've seen that. If not, I'll have to
Never
show
seen
it to you.
that.
Fucking
Yeah, I'm
great.
gonna have a look at that because I
Um,
love me some Ving Rhames.
but yeah, dude, I'm pretty excited about that. There's a lot of things coming up in gaming. I think we can both agree we're really excited about. Um, and I think that I mean, if if anything changes on the horizon, we'll make sure we let everyone know because right now it's looking to be a pretty good Christmas and it's also looking to be a pretty good next year. I mean, with 2016, so many releases announced for E3, we couldn't possibly go through them all right now this so late in the show.
Yeah.
Maybe beginning of next year, we'll look at bringing something to you for E3 looking forward. But I mean, that's really all I got, Pete. I don't know what you have left to say.
I've got nothing left to say, and
I
except for hope everybody enjoys the show. Our expectation is to make everybody else happy. And if you want to hear something on the show, or you want to comment about it, we're gonna have the means for you to do that. We're gonna keep you guys very in the loop in regards to the show, very in the loop at local events coming up here in San Antonio.
indeed.
Alamo City Comics is of course going to be a part of that. Shout out to Russell over there.
What up, Russell?
What up, Russell? Original gamer Justin's a contributing writer over there. We want to make sure that if there's something going on that you might be interested in, you're gonna want to listen to the podcast because we're gonna have some exclusives. We're gonna try to actually keep everybody in the loop, and that's it for me. Actually, also.
Yeah, so yeah, guys, have a good night. Try to play safe, I guess, or don't listen to me. I'm not exactly an icon or someone important enough to listen to. All I got to say is keep gaming, and we'll talk to you later.
Yes, we will. Adios.